Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My first video, so it's a little bit strange being in front of a camera, but yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Yeah, starting off, I'm Emily, I'm 24 and I live in Portsmouth in the UK. I'm a personal trainer and have been for about 5 years. And yeah, I've kind of stumbled into this whole skin journey thing by starting up my Instagram page. So starting off, I got acne, well, started getting spots when I was going through puberty, so when I was about 12, 13 years old. But that was always kept at bay by going on the pill from quite a young age. I was always quite conscious of my skin, but I was like a happy kid. I enjoyed school, I had lots of friends, I was confident. My skin didn't bother me too much. I kind of felt okay with it. I remember trying different topical creams that the doctor gave me and various different skincare that you can buy over the counter. And nothing really kind of worked completely, but the pill, I think, kept my hormones kind of in check, which just kind of kept the acne from getting really bad. And I remember I started getting cystic acne probably when I was about 16. I remember going to prom with like an egg on my head. Obviously it wasn't an egg, it was a cyst. And I remember just being really like kind of pissed off about that. I just remember, like, you know, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd look like I'd been like hit in the face or like smacked my head on a door, because I'd be coming up with all these like massive lumps. And at that age you're like super conscious of those sort of things as well. So yeah, cystic acne started when I was about 16. Has carried on ever since, but again has been very up and down. I went back to the doctors when I was 18, as I'd started working in the gym and had become way more aware of my skin, and I had recently as well stopped the contraceptive pill at 18, and that is when my skin really kind of broke out. I asked for benzoyl peroxide because I'd seen that it had worked for a girl at the gym, and within a couple of weeks my skin was like completely clear. And I was amazed because it was the first time that I'd had like a clear skin, no spots, nothing. So for a few years I was super happy, didn't need to worry about my skin, felt great, was really confident, loved my job. And yeah, and it wasn't until I went away traveling, stopped the benzoyl peroxide, again was still off the pill, that my skin started to kind of come through again. So I was getting cysts again, I was getting pimples. And it was starting to affect me a little bit because I was the only person that I noticed on my travels with kind of bad skin. I wasn't feeling great, I was quite homesick and anxious. And yeah, it just started to kind of get to me. I was a bit fed up of having to deal with these breakouts. I also got quite ill when I went away. So coming home, I had to go to the doctors and have some antibiotics. I then got kidney infections, had to have more antibiotics. And I just came home and felt pretty shit, really. And yeah, my face kind of said that as well. But they, again, subsided a little bit, I think, coming home and the stress kind of subsiding. And I was taking a lot of probiotics, which also really helped, I think. But again, just within those last 2 years, so from 22 to now, 24, my skin's just progressively got worse. And throughout those years, there's been loads of things that I've tried. So I started off on my 23rd birthday. I remember getting some chemical peels done, and they're really expensive. And I had 3 chemical peels and they didn't help at all. And I'm not saying that they don't help, but I had too much active acne and my skin was way too sensitive, and it just made my skin worse. You know, other things that I tried in those 2 years, I tried skincare from The Ordinary, and again, it was too strong for my skin and it just completely erupted. And you know, each time you go into these treatments thinking, oh, this is gonna be it, this is what's gonna work, and when it doesn't, it's really disheartening, and it can, you know, really affect your mood, and you just get so fed up with it all. So yeah, and also in those 2 years, I think when I was 22, I got diagnosed with polycystic ovaries. Doctors were really crap with sort of how to treat that and the effects and what role diet plays with that. So I didn't feel like I got a lot of guidance with that. So I kind of went and did my own research. So I was researching that, stressing out about that, was stressing out about my skin. I was also in a very stressful job. So as soon as I got back from traveling, I started being a health and fitness manager at a local gym, and my dream job, loved it, but the stress just built and built and built and built, and that really didn't help my skin or my mental state. And you know, it got to a point where I just thought, you know, is it worth it? Do I need this job? Do I need to be putting myself through all this stress, working all these hours? It's clearly not good for me. So I ended up leaving that job to focus on my health and getting myself better again, because at this point, this was July, August last year, and my skin was the worst it had ever been, and it was just progressively getting worse and worse. There was like no let up. It was angry, it was sore, and it was just getting worse. So in September last year, I decided to go and see a herbalist, and she put me on a gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free diet with a herbal remedy to take as well. And this started to make me feel better and started to make me feel like I was doing something. But you know, it's almost like my skin teased me. It kind of was like, yeah, you're gonna get better. And then it just went back to normal again, which my normal was angry, active, cystic acne. So yeah, I was very disheartened by that. I tried that for 3 months and my skin was still really bad. Alongside that, I also went to get some acupuncture, which I still stand by. It's brilliant. It's helped with my stress levels and helping to kind of balance my energy levels. But apart from that, you know, it hasn't cured my skin. It's helped me to learn about my body more and to feel better, but it hasn't cured my skin. I also went to see I call her a skin lady. It's not the right name for her. She's not a dermatologist, but she's, you know, specialises in the skin and treatments and things. So I had laser done with her, I had LED done with her, and I had some peels that she did. I also used Medicate, the brand Medicate, on my skin. And again, it was too much. It was too harsh. My skin broke out. It was so sore. I couldn't touch my face. It was just awful. I didn't want to wake up in the morning and look at my face. It was just, you know, to see that your face has changed so much and that you feel like you're not looking at you anymore. You feel like the reflection isn't you, and that's really difficult to come to terms with. And it's still something that I find difficult because my face is scarred and it's red and it's still sore and it's still on that journey. But it was really difficult to go through. It was really hard to kind of see my skin getting so much worse when I was trying to do all of this stuff to make it better. So that was in sort of September, October last year when it really started to just erupt, and it was horrendous. So I spent a few months persevering with the treatment, still going, but going to all these different treatments each week was taking a toll on me because I was just getting fed up of having to go to all these different appointments and not seeing the results that I wanted to see. And yeah, I think I just got to a point where I just thought, you know, I've just had enough. I've had enough of doing all of this. Like, I need to do something else. I need to kind of go to my last resort. So went back to the doctors, kindly had a doctor tell me that I had the worst acne they'd ever seen, which is always lovely to hear. And my dad and I decided to ask to be referred to a dermatologist. I had always been very passionate about clearing my skin naturally, which is why I went to the herbalist, acupuncture, and I tried to, you know, change my diet. And you know, I really believed that I could. I drank celery juice, you know, I used apple cider vinegar on my face. I did all sorts, Manuka honey, different masks, you know, so many different things in a bid to clear my skin. But none of it worked. Sometimes it would take the inflammation down, but it would all just come back. You know, I took different supplements. I did so much, but it wasn't working. And, you know, my mental state probably at the end of last year, it was really not great. Like it wasn't. I was depressed. I had such bad anxiety. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror without wanting to cry. I cried all the time, and it was just it's just such a horrible place to be, and I knew that I needed to do something to pull myself out of that and to try and take control of the situation. So getting referred to the dermatologist happened in January, beginning of this year, and a month later I was put on Accutane. So that is where I currently am now. I'm 6 weeks into my journey on Accutane, and my skin has cleared a lot, as you can see. I've still got some scars and I've still got some cysts under the skin, but a lot of this redness is just scarring now. So I'm pretty happy with how it's gone so far. And the side effects haven't been too bad. A lot of you have asked me about the side effects of Accutane, and I will do another video on that, a separate video on all the different things that I've experienced. But you know, I've had dryness, I've had joint pain, I've had tiredness, I'm super thirsty all the time, but I was terrified about taking this drug, and it really hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be at the moment. So fingers crossed it stays that way. But yeah, it's been a really long kind of journey with my skin, and it only really got to the point where it affected my confidence and self-esteem last year. It was a year of kind of trial and error with different things, and by the end of the year I just had it with everything. So I kind of just thought, do you know what, in some cases natural remedies aren't going to cure certain skin conditions. And you know, I have so much respect for people that do. You know, if veganism clears their skin, wonderful. If celery juice clears another person's skin, wonderful. But I know for me, it wasn't working. So I needed to go, actually, we have access to this amazing medication. I'm going to use it. And now I wish that I had used it like years ago. So yeah, please, please, please comment your feedback, what you'd like to see, what you think of this video. Be nice. Yeah, subscribe, like it, whatever, and I will make some more videos soon. Thank you.